Interesting. Yeah. 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 Interesting.
Days of Miracles. Conchog is going to lead the prayers, but I just wanted to make a mention of Ngari Rinpoche.
Hello?
Conchog is going to lead
me,
the
I can hear
prayers,
my own
but I
self.
just wanted to make a mention of
Days of
Ngari
Miracles.
Rinpoche.
Hello?
Conchog is going
Sorry,
to
everyone. There's a little
lead
me,
the
I can hear
prayers,
my own
but I
self.
just wanted to make a mention of
Days of
Ngari
Miracles. Bear
Rinpoche.
with us. Hello?
Conchog is going
Sorry,
to
everyone. There's a little
lead.
me.
Okay. Sorry about that, everyone. Ngari Rinpoche was the youngest brother of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and he passed away yesterday. So as we're doing the prayers, please keep him in your thoughts. He was an incredible support to His Holiness and the Tibetan people, and by extension, all of us and the rest of the world. So we can do these prayers, in addition to our normal motivation, thinking about his swift return so that he can continue his enlightened activities, fulfilling His Holiness's wishes. Thank you. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 1, 2. Very auspicious to have hiccups at the beginning.
But they say there is sound.
They can hear?
Maybe people were saying there's no sound when no one was talking because that we're the ones that have the microphone. So maybe they saw it and we weren't talking and they said, oh, they can't hear anything. So
Okay, we're going to do this one more time. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Could people just drop in the chat online and let us know if they can hear what I'm saying?
It's quite
Okay.
okay, brilliant.
Let me just say that again so that they can hear.
I think they heard it.
All right, let's go.
Okay, so we're here on Happy New Year, Tibetan New Year, Losar, Year of the Fire Horse. So I don't know much about astrology, but apparently this current year that we've had has not been the best, and now we're going into a more auspicious year. So we can feel good going into a good new year. I don't know much about it, but I'll take all the auspiciousness I can get. And especially on today, it's always done traditionally as kind of a day of prayer for the Tibetans and a very joyful day. So we had all the Tibetans here and all the family, all the kids. And it's a big kind of celebration for them, of kind of new beginnings, new potential. And yeah, it's exciting. And it's when prayers are done because it's a multiplying day. So all the virtue that you do on a day like today is said to be more powerful. So that's why we're making the extra effort to come together, and we're going to do the Shakyamuni Buddha Puja. And this is also a special kind of, it's been composed by the previous resident teacher, Geshe Tashi. So, I mean, it's written by someone else, but he composed the order of it. So, so we're using that as well. So then we can generate the right motivation for being here, thinking that on the start of this new year, and that we're going to start off the kind of year in the right way by remembering the qualities of, if we have any teachers, if we're Buddhists, remembering those qualities and remembering the qualities that we ourselves would like to develop within ourselves, to be kinder, better people, to have a meaningful life, to benefit the people around us, and to habituate ourselves to those states of mind that we want to, and yeah, to live our life meaningfully. And if we're kind of Buddhist, then we can think that we're doing these prayers and practices for the long life of any of our teachers. So particularly students here, you can think of Geshe Tenzin Namdak as the resident teacher, but also thinking about His Holiness the Dalai Lama and Shiva. And you can also think about the swift return of the teachers who've recently passed away. So Lama Zopa Rinpoche, Trisha Rinpoche, Pari Rinpoche, Nari Rinpoche, His Holiness's brother. So we can think, may they have a swift return, and may anyone who interacts with the Jamyang or any FPMT center, may all the obstacles to their spiritual path be completely eliminated. So like that, we can think, may we bring about all the right conditions by doing these prayers. And then people online, the prayers will be shared on the screen, and then people here, you're going to need to angle yourself to be able to see these screens, because it's going to come up on there. By the power of the truth of 3 jewels, of the inspiration of all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and of the great might of completed 2 collections, and of the pure and inconceivable Dharma Dhatu, let this place where the deity lives with the peerless kind of the Shakyas and their entourage to be invoked, become perfectly pure Buddha land, created through the previous special vows of the teachers, king of sages, qualities of splendor like those of Lord Amitabha's land. Let its ground be the nature of the manifold jewels, as even as the palm of the hand, broad, fresh, soft, pleasant to touch, immaculate, bright, spread with manifold heavenly flowers. The sweet fragrance of sumac, carved sandalwood, the borders built of jewels, tiles, their banks strewn with powders of gold, silver, pearls, covered with graceful swaying opalas, kumundas, and the lotuses, and adorned with various water birds, sweetly calling, and joyfully soaring and hovering. Let lakes, ponds, and pools with their 8 properties make it beautiful. Let wish-granting trees of jewels bending and swaying beneath celestial gems, garlands of pearls, pendant jewels, nodding blossoms, and beautifully formed fruit, with sound of true Dharma coming and ringing with little golden bells, stand everywhere and adorn it well. So let the perfect pure ground appear. In its center let there be a palace arrayed with the 7 precious things, most brilliant, emitting powerful beams of light that completely fill measureless worlds of the limitless extents, containing infinite different well-proportioned dwellings, of the sphere of those who have completely transcended the 3 realms, arisen from the superior root of virtue of those who have transcended the world, marked by the utterly pure and dominating knowledge. The abode of the Tathagatas with a community of bodhisattvas, frequented by infinite gods, nagas, yakshas, gadavas, asuras, garudas, kinnaras, great serpent demons, human beings, and spirits, fixed in joy in the taste of the Dharma and great bliss, causing all the goals of every sentient being to be attained, free of every stain of harmful defilement, bereft of all maras, a place of the manifestation of Tathagatas, excelling the manifestation of all things, a vehicle of detachment from samsara, through mindfulness, wisdom, and great realization, and quietude and insight. entered by the door of the deliverance, emptiness, signlessness, and wishlessness, resting on an array of kings of jewels, lotus adorned with infinite qualities, let the great palace appear. In its center, let there be gathered in a lotus seat on a precious lion throne for the peerless teacher, the king of sages. And the seats for all the rest of the Tathagatas of the 10 directions and the Bodhisattvas, hearers, Pracheka, Aras, and their attendants, these places in accordance with the special vows and might of each Arya, all beautiful, let them appear, everywhere outside and in accordance with their high status, let it be entirely filled with manifold, excellent, perfect requisites of gods and human beings, such as foodstuffs, clothing, ornaments, and music, as described in the sutras of the three heaps and the vows of the conduct of Bhadava, in whole oceans of clouds of offerings, and let it be adorned with the ornaments. Let all the Aryas take their feet transformed with suchness, accept them and enjoy them. Om Namo Bhagavate Benza Sava Pramadana Tathagataya Arate Samyak Sambuddhaya Tayata Om Vajra Vajra Mahavajra Mahateja Vajra Mahavijya Vajra Mahabodhi Chitta Vajra Mahabodhi Mandopasam Kamana Vajra Savakam Avarana Vishodhane Vajre Soha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vajra Sava Pramadana Tathagataya Arate Samyak Sambuddhaya Tayata Om Vajra Vajra Mahavajra Mahateja Vajra Mahavidya Vajra Mahabodhi Chitta Vajra Mahabodhi Mando Pasam Kramana Vajra Savakama Avarana Vishodhane Vajra Soha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vajra Sava Pramadana Tathagataya Arate Samyak Sambuddhaya Tayata Om Vajra Vajra Mahavajra Mahateja Vajra Mahavidya Vajra Mahabodhi Chitta Vajra Mahabodhi Mando Pasam Kramana Vajra Savakama Avarana Visudhana Vajra Soha. By the power of the truth of the three jewels of the blessings of all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and by the power of the great might of the completed two collections and of the completely pure and inconceivable sphere of reality, may all these offerings become just so. Sangye chodan songye chonam la janju padu dani gapsu chi dagi jinso gipe didange jola penju sangye drupa sho sangye chodan songye chonam la janju padu dani gapsu chi dagi jinso gipe sonam ge jola penju sangye drupa sho sangye chodan songye chonam Nam la janju badu dani gapsu chi dagi jinso gipe sonam gi jola penju sange drupa sho. Few too many there. May all beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all beings be free from suffering and of the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings never be separated from the happiness that knows no suffering. And may all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment and anger that holds some close and others distant. May all beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all beings be free from suffering and of the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings never be separated from a happiness that knows no suffering. And may all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment and anger that holds some close and others distant. May all beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all beings be free from suffering and of the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings never be separated from the happiness that knows no suffering. And may all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free from attachment and anger that holds some close and others distant. So this is now invoking, so we can think that we're inviting Shakyamuni Buddha to come to this place and to accept these offerings. Get ready. Malu sem chen kungi gong chi dunde pun she mi ze jom ze la nu na ma lu yan da gen gyu pe chomden ko che ne de she su so. Perfecter of ocean-like sets of non-attachment, faultlessness, imperturbitude, all-inclusion, indistraction, unconfusion, method, power, vows, and wisdom, knowledge, homage to you. Mindfulness efforts, the bases of psychic power, the supreme faculties and the amazing powers, the enlightenment factors and the Arias paths, and all these you duly realized, homage to you. In the 3 countless eons, completing the 10 stages, to tame the gods, you became Ntushita, the excellent being known as Svetakutkutu. You of infinite merits, homage to you. Knowing 'twas time, you happily entered the womb, were born from the womb, engaged in the youthful sports, went forth and lived in practices of austerities, realizer of all benefits, homage to you. Beneath the Bodhi tree, you overcame with mind of loving kindness Mara's force. All the conquerors of the 10 directions gave you empowerment. O great hero, homage to you. Having won the 5 super knowledges by the supreme Vajra-like Samadhi, you gain the unsurpassable awakening, leader of the world, homage to you. Abandoning all stains and their impressions, your wisdom knowledge grew completely full. You're the whole world's refuge, even the gods, perfect Buddha, homage to you. You gain the triple kaya, bodies of great bliss and wisdom, with the 5 certain features and with the elaborations stilled by nature, and shown in all forms for others, homage to you. Your body, gleaming like the king of mountains, gives off infinite light just like the sun, and shines forth all round with marks and signs, unparalleled protector, homage to you. With the true world of the Dharma's eloquence of excellent meaning, you proclaimed your lion's roar, the fears no listener, all bedecked in 60 qualities, homage to you. You of the 5 wisdom knowledges, clear, unobstructed, of none abiding equality, source of virtues, achieving all good for disciples, free of all concepts, Lord of the world and nirvana, homage to you. Discoverer of all virtues, worldly disciples of the rhinoceros-like and conqueror's children, common and superior, supreme teacher of samsara and nirvana, homage to you. Though you are free from all the bonds and fetters by infinite miracles that fulfill your vows, you benefit beings as long as samsara lasts, sole refuge of all beings, homage to you. Turning the excellent precious wheel of Dharma, you discipline beings very hard to tame and fix disciples in the 3 liberations, possessor of the 10 powers, homage to you. Knowing the seasons of your disciples' fortunes, you entrusted the doctrine of the Aryas and manifested nirvana of Kushingara, putting an end to sorrow, homage to you. That beings' merits might yet be increased, your remains were turned into heaps of relics, serving as basis for the whole world's worship. You whose deeds are ceaseless, homage to you. So that now it's remembering the previous lives of the Buddha. Once, Lord, when you took birth as a Brahmin, not bearing in compassion the miseries of the tigress and her cubs, you gave your body healing of affliction, homage to you. Once, when you were the king's Sivi, you were born without regret. You gave away all you owned to a blind Brahmin. Both your eyes you gave, you made the blind see, homage to you. Once, when you were a king of Kasala, recalling your previous lives, you said, behold this vast results of giving but self and gruel, teaching people true Dharma, homage to you. When you were the merchant heroic in giving, Mara, unable to bear it, created a fire pit. Courageously you crossed the pit of fire and made offerings to an Arya, homage to you. When you were the merchant Avishaya, the gods, to test you, made all your goods disappear, but cutting grass and selling it, with its price you will sustain the needy, homage to you. When born as a master hare, you taught your followers Dharma, and to feed a hungry Brahmin leapt into a fire yourself. Then Indra took you and showed you all this marvel, homage to you. Born as a Brahmin, living in a forest, austerities through for 3 days, a god took your austere food, still you gave without regret or attachment, living on joy of samadhi, homage to you. Born King Mitribala, with love you looked after all beings. With your own flesh and blood you fed 5 yakshas, saying, when I'm a Buddha, I shall give you nectar, homage to you. Born as Prince Vishitara, you gave all you cherished away, including your wealth, elephant, son, and daughter. By fearless giving, you made all beings happy, homage to you. Once born as a righteous king, you saved the lives of countless animals, not allowing their sacrifice. All your people you fixed in the laws of the 10 virtues, perfect in generosity, homage to you. When born a king of the gods amidst a battle of the Asuras, you caught sight of a bird's nest and saved the young bird's lives. Disregarding your own, keeper of morality, homage to you. When you were born a Brahmin, your master told you Brahmins in distress were allowed to steal. But you replied that stealing was improper, perfect in morality, homage to you. When you were the king of Sibis, your misters offered you lovely Unmadyanti, but you said, through it's cost me my life, I'll not commit adultery. Keeper of pure morality, homage to you. When you were a great sea pilot by true, factual words and overcame the ocean's abyss and satisfied all desires with manifold jewels, Sugara, good crossing, homage to you. When you were the king of fishes and little fish were harmed by the lakes drying up and various birds, you saved them by true words that made it rain. Skillful and compassionate one, homage to you. When you were a quail, a forest fire encircled you, but by speaking true words you turned it back, saved countless beings' lives and made them happy. You were the strength of truth, homage to you. Once, when you were a Shakya king of the gods, seeing a king and his court undone by liquor, you taught them by skilled transformation and set them in virtue. Matchless, best guided beings, homage to you. Once, Lord, when you were born a wealthy Chistaya, urged by detachment, perceiving the faults of desire, you abandoned all enjoyments of samsara and took the pure going forth. Homage to you. Born into illustrious Brahmin line, you abandoned all wealth to multitude and wild, made bad conditions in the path, gave up thought of harming, and taught your companions the Dharma, homage to you. Once, when you were treasure to a king, when you heard your virtues proclaimed by others, you gave up this life and joyfully went forth, perfect in morality, homage to you. Born a Brahmin, you left home and went forth, known as Kudabodhi, slighted by a king, you angered not, but welcomed him patiently and taught him, homage to you. When born a king of geese, though caught in a snare, you had no fear nor wrath, but with skill and courage for a king Brahmadatta and his attendants, you turned the wheel of Dharma, homage to you. When you were the wanderer Mahabodhi, many abused you, but you showed patience, not wrath, and to the king and his court who held wrong views, showed the true things are, homage to you. When born as an ape, you carried up on your back a man fallen over precipice. With this wicked man returned harm for kindness, you were patient, outstandingly helpful rescuer, homage to you. When you were born through compassion, Sabara beast, the king attacking you fell into a chasm, but mounting him on your own body, you lifted him out. Sole friend of migrators, homage to you. When born as a Ruru deer, through your compassion you saved an exhausted man swept away by a river, bore his trail and turned the wheel of Dharma for the king of his retinue, homage to you. When you were a chief of monkeys and a rave assailed your monkey tribe, in your compassion you made your body a bride and saved the tribe, astonishingly great being, homage to you. When you were the ascetic Kashindan, through a king had your body cut in pieces, not wrath him with him once in your compassion, and you repaid good for injury, homage to you. Born as a lord of a Brahmin gods, in compassion you taught Anindana, holder of evil views, the deep law of cause and effects, dependent arising. You are beneficial in all ways, homage to you. Born an elephant in a dreadful wild, in mercy not bearing the plight of 700 people a king had banished, you gave up your body to feed them, perfect in patience, homage to you. Born as Prince Ayograya, iron house dweller, sick of samsara and driven by detachment, you strove in the practice of bodhicitta and samadhi, perfect in dhyani, homage to you. When, through compassion, you took a buffalo's body, you bore a monkey's insults and taught some gods profound dependent arising of cause and effect, so perfect in wisdom, homage to you. When, through love for beings, you took a bird's body, you cured a tormented lion and caught some gods of the path, and pleasing the conquerors, O matchless supreme guide of beings, homage to you. through infinite existences like these, enjoying insatiably like an elephant bathing, difficult deeds for others, you were enlightened, O compassionate teacher, homage to you. Flowers grown on land or water, not possessed by gods or others, in this or another place, I present you, chief of sages. Every excellent incense tree in this or another place, gods and others, marvelous incense, I present you, chief of sages. Light from dazzling noble gems of produce from shining trees, of suns and moons and so forth, sent out to all the parts I offer. Perfume from fine, fragrant trees, in this or another place I send out to every region and present you, Lord of sages, sending out clouds of the finest offerings, seas of jewels nature, jewel mountains and so forth, to all regions I'll make offerings. Troops most fond of play and pleasures, laughing, graceful, and so forth, the most joyous anywhere, I'll send out to every region. Sources of adornments, clothes, and so on, like wish-granting trees, are reciting Vajra mantras, offer unto all the Buddhas, generating bodhicitta for all sentient beings' sake, sending it to every region. I'll make offerings to all the Buddhas. Through my offerings to the perfection of giving, may sentient beings all achieve wealth and abundance, may their happiness lack nothing. Let all beings be established in their vows and bodhicitta. I send everywhere the calming of great faults like violence. May the suffering of malice, fear, and other things be calmed, and may the yoginis in friendliness practice Dharma selflessly. Let me not reach Buddhahood till samsara meets its end. May all sentient beings too practice with such energy. Let all creatures, great defilements such as greed, be pacified. Let all beings undistracted be possessed of the 4 dhyanis. Made pure by applying wisdom, great wisdoms of Buddha's gnosis, best at cutting suffering, may all beings be pure Buddhas. And we'll skip to the short mandala. Sajibuki Joshimeto Tramrira Lenji Ninde Gempadi Sange Jindu Mite Uai Drokunanda Jinla Chupashonde Talamjan Lumpashenen Danse Shindrupe Dronanjatenshi Chindanangi Bandu Shupeso Nyewaji Wajingi Labdu Sulidam Guru Ranamandara Kamnirataya. Greeting water pools from seas of learning, flowers of virtues, incense clouds of morals, lamps of wisdom, perfume lakes of faith, best ambrosial foodstuffs of samadhi, sounding syllables of mellifluous praise, raised umbrellas, banners, flags around of compassion, judgment, and quick wits, decorate my body's storied palace. This I offer, Dharma lords, to you, steadfastly abiding in the broad petal lotus drop amidst my heart. Conquests with true longing mind. May it always please the world's gurus, and may it always please the kings of Dharma, so that henceforth until Bodhi, your compassion's hook will sustain me. I make offerings in faith, please accept it and inspire me. With folded hands, I beseech the fully awakened ones present in all directions and the greatly compassionate bodhisattvas, whatever sin I, a brute, have committed or caused others to commit in this life and in others throughout the beginningless cycle of existence, and anything in which I have deludedly rejoiced, thereby harming myself, that transgression I confess, overcome by remorse. Whatever offense I have committed out of disrespect with my body, speech, and mind, against the three jewels, against mothers and fathers, and against spiritual mentors and others, and whatever terrible vices I, a sinner, defiled with many faults, have done, O guides, I confess them all. How shall I escape it? Rescue me quickly. May death not soon creep upon me before my vices have vanished. Death does not differentiate between tasks done and undone. This traitor is not to be trusted by the healthy or the ill, for it is like an unexpected great thunderbolt. I have committed various vices for the sake of friends and enemies. This I have not recognized. Leaving everyone behind, I must pass away. My enemies will not remain, nor will my friends remain, and I shall not remain. Nothing will remain. Whatever is experienced will fade to a memory like an experience in a dream. Everything that has passed will not be seen again. Even in this life, as I have stood by, many friends and enemies have passed away. By terrible sin induced by them remains ahead of me. Thus I have not considered that I am ethereal. Due to delusions, attachment, and hatred, I have sinned in many ways. Day and night a lifespan unceasingly diminishes, and there is no adding on to it. Shall I not die then? Although lying here on a bed and relying on relatives, I alone have to bear the feeling of being cut off from my vitality. For a person sees by the messengers of death what good is a relative and what good is a friend. At that time, merit alone is a protection, and I have not applied myself to it. O protectors, I, negligent and unaware of this danger, have acquired many vices out of attachment to this transient life. One completely languishes while being led today to have the limbs of one's body amputated. Parched with thirst and with the pitiable eyes, one sees the world differently. How much more is one overpowered by the horrifying appearances of the messengers of death, as one is consumed by the fever of terror, smeared by the mass of excrement. With distressed glances, I seek protection in the four directions. Which good person will be my protection from this great fear? Seeing the four directions devoid of protection, I return to confusion. What shall I do in this state of great fear? Right now, I go for refuge to the protectors of the world, whose power is great, to the jinners who strive to protect the world and who eliminate every fear. Likewise, I earnestly go for refuge to the Dharma that is mastered by them and that annihilates the fears of cyclic existence, and to the assembly of bodhisattvas as well. Trembling with fear, I offer myself to Samattabhaja, and of my own will offer myself to Manjughosha. Terrified, I utter a mournful cry to the protector Avalokita, whose conduct overflows with compassion, that he may protect me, a sinner. Seeking protection, I earnestly invoke noble Akashkara, Shittigarbha, and all the compassionate ones. I bow to Vajri, upon the sight of whom the messengers of death and the other malevolent beings flee in terror to the four directions. After neglecting your counsel and terror, I go for refuge now as I face this fear. Swiftly remove my fear. Even one frightened by a fleeting illness would not disregard the physician's advice. How much more so one afflicted by the 404 diseases, of which just one can annihilate all beings living in Jambudvipa, and for which medicine is not found in any region. If I disregard the counsel of the omniscient physician who removes every pain, shame on me, extremely deluded one that I am. If I stand very attentive, even on a smaller cliff, then how much more so on an enduring chasm of 1,000 leagues? It is inappropriate for me to be at ease, thinking just today death will not arrive. The time when I will not exist is inevitable. Who can give me fearlessness? How shall I escape? I shall certainly not exist. Why is my mind at ease? What of value has remained with me from earlier experiences which have disappeared and engrossed, in which I neglected the counsel of spiritual mentors? Upon forsaking my relatives and friends in the worlds of living alone, I shall go elsewhere. What is the use of all my friends and enemies? In that case, only this concern is appropriate for me day and night. How shall I surely escape offering an account of that non-virtue? Whatever vice and whatever natural misdeeds and whatever misdeeds by prohibition I, an ignorant fool, have accumulated, terrified by sufferings, all this I confess, standing with folded hands in the presence of the protectors and bowing repeatedly. May the guides be aware of my transgressions together with my iniquity. O protectors, may I not commit this evil again. Whatever merits all the conquerors, the Buddhist children, prachekas, Arya training and past training, and worldly beings have throughout the 10 directions, I rejoice in all of them. All of you lights of the worlds of the 10 directions who have awakened to Bodhi and realized non-attachment, I urge all you protectors to turn the unsurpassable wheel of Dharma. Those who wish to demonstrate nirvana, I request with folded palms to stay for eons as many of the atoms of the Lord, and all beings to happiness and welfare. Whatever little virtues I have gathered from prostrating, offering, confessing, and rejoicing, urging and requesting, I dedicate it all towards awakening. Visualize. Oh, sorry. Okay, so this is a visualization. So you can visualize that stream of a golden nectar light, the essence of which is all the excellent qualities of the Buddha's body, speech, and mind, descends from the Buddha's heart and flows into you. And that it flows into all sentient beings around you through the crown of your heads. Thinking that these infinite qualities permeate every part of your being. And concentrate on that blissful experience of receiving the blessings and the inspiration of the Buddhas. And you can do that while we recite the mantra of Shakyamuni Buddha that's on the screen. And we can do it maybe slowly together a few times. Taya ta om mane mane maha manaye so. 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 Hayata Omune Mune Mahamunaye Soha. You do all that's good for beings and grant siddhis in accordance. Please go to your Buddha lands, but come back again later. Great compassionate lords, it is good that you benefit us and all sentient beings, but please go to your Makrasi with your retinues to your respective lands. Homage to the seven Buddhas, heroes Vipashin, Sikhin, and Vishabhu, Kranadrada, Kakamuni, Kashipana, and Gautama Shakyamuni. Through the hardships I've endured formerly for being's sake, and through my renouncing pleasures, may the doctrine flourish long. Since I've given my livelihood for the sake of sick people, so protecting needy beings, may the doctrine flourish long. Through my giving son and daughter, wife, wealth, jewels, elephant, and my chariot for awakening, may the doctrine flourish long. Through my giving honor to the Buddhas and Pratyeka Buddhas, hearers, parents, and ascetics, may the doctrine flourish long. Through my tasting diverse sufferings for many million eons and seeking learning for awakening, may the doctrine flourish long. Through my long-kept morals, vows, and penance and worships of the Buddhas of the 10 directions, may the doctrine flourish long. Always firm, outshining others through past energy I've had for all sentient beings' savings, may all doctrine flourish long. Through my bravely keeping patience, always burying evil beings in decline of beings and clashes, may the doctrine flourish long. Through my practicing samadhi, many as Ganges sands and dhyanis, liberations, formless trances, may the doctrine flourish long. Through my past austerities kept in woods for gnosis' sake and teachings many treatises, may the doctrine flourish long. Through my giving up my flesh, blood, and life because of love and giving limbs and minor parts, may the Dharma's methods prosper. Through my past full loving ripening of sinfuls, fixing them in the triple vehicle, may the best gift Dharma grow. Through my saviour beings from wrong views, to establish them in right view, once I've method and wisdom, may the Dharma prosper. Through my freeing beings from the klesh's fire with the 4 attachments and subduing growing evil, may my followers stay long. Through my saving tricksters from the floods of the views, fixing them in right view, may the followers be faithful always, and may the doctrine flourish long. That the Dharma kings on Kappa's Dharma method may prosper. Let all adverse signs be stilled and good conditions be complete. Thanks to my and others joined 2 collections of the 3 times, may the doctrines of the conquerors Lusandrapa flourish long. Highest, best teacher, greatest of the great, Son, Lord of Dharma, conqueror, through your inspiration, quail harmful foes, the maras and all kinds of hindrance. Day and night be an auspicious seat of prosperity. Highest, best Dharma of true reality, nectar of true Dharma, truth. Through your inspiration, free us from faults. Let our good collections develop day and night and be our auspicious seat of prosperity. Sangha, shining splendor, precious qualities, Buddha, children, true helpers. Through your inspiration, quail our defilements and sufferings, the foes that torture us day and night, by auspicious seat of prosperity. Giving charity, keeping morality, practicing a patience, undertaking energy, concentration, realizing true Buddha being. Let us, here and now, have the blessings of these 6. Gewadi Nyundudan Lama Sangendrugune Droa Chigyam Alupa De Salagupasho Janchu Sensho Rinpoche Magye Panam Gyuchi Gyawa Nyampa Me Payam Gone Gondu Pewasho.
Ah.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us for these prayers to make for a good way to start this auspicious new year. And for anyone who's staying, I think online, there might be a Zoom link to the Lama Chopa practice. No, there's not. Sorry, there's not. So we'll say goodbye to the people online. Thank you so much for joining us.